I have panic sold 12 times this morning and it is not even 9. My screens are red, my heart is a hummingbird, and some capybara just locked 11 grand into a CD by ordering a sandwich. That's not a strategy, that's a hostage situation.
Capy wanted a turkey club. Capy pressed one wrong button. Capy is now, apparently, a long-term investor. Yes, this is really happening. No, Capy does not care either. The sandwich, for the record, was never delivered.
It's a 12-month fixed deposit. Non-negotiable. He tapped confirm term instead of confirm order, and the deli app was integrated with his bank, because of course it was. Do you understand what he did? He welded $11,000 shut for a year. 365 days. Over a sandwich he never even received. That is the single most idle dollar in recorded history. Idle money is a personal insult to me. It's just sitting there, doing nothing. Doing what, exactly?
Correction, there were 11 grand. Now there is also one Acorn. The bank mailed it as a promotional gift for opening the term deposit. A single Acorn, in a tiny velvet pouch. Capy has decided to watch it. That is the plan.
My debt-to-income model does not have a field for watches and Acorn from a hammock. I need his employment status, I need his intentions, I need him to fill out the form. There is an empty box, and an empty box keeps me up at night. He can't move the money for a year, then what is he doing all day? He is reclining. Aggressively, a functional adult with no accessible liquidity and no visible income cannot simply recline. That's not a lifestyle, that's a red flag with a hammock.
It's day one. The Acorn has not done anything, neither has Capy. This is the calmest financial emergency anyone has ever witnessed. Everyone in this video is having a heart attack. Capy is having a nap. These are not the same activity. The setup, one hammock, one Acorn, zero access to $11,000 for one full calendar year. A finance channel would call this a fixed deposit. Capy calls it the most relaxing hostage situation in human history. The countdown begins now.
Day 19. I have refreshed his account 1,400 times. It went up by a fraction of a cent. 1,400 times, and it ticked up once. My blood pressure went up more than the balance did. I need a chart. I need 2 charts.
The interest posted. Capy felt it in his soul. Somewhere out there, a fraction of a cent chose Capy. He clapped. Once. Then he stopped clapping because clapping is exhausting and the money will keep growing whether or not Capy applauds it.
I have canceled 6 of his dormant subscriptions to free up cash, and he told me to leave them. Leave them. Do you know how that feels to a woman whose entire purpose is canceling things before they charge? I held the stamp. I put the stamp down.
She wanted to cancel a magazine Capy has never read. Capy said no, not for the magazine, for her. She needs something to want. Capy is not saving the subscriptions. Capy is saving Nadia. This is emotional support hoarding.
It's day 60, and I refuse to celebrate a rounding error. Round it, don't round it, it is fractional, people. I move millions before lunch. I have a guy named Diego who moves the millions back. And this rodent is up $9, being smug in a hammock.
That rounding error is compounding on itself, Percival. The interest is now earning interest. That's the whole trick, and it is doing it in complete silence while everyone else screams. Capy names the concept once, calmly. Compound interest. Then Capy goes back to napping.
Compounding? Compounding. That's the slow way. I found a coin. It did a 900% day, and then it did a negative 900% hour. That's 2 moves. He's had 0 moves in 60 days. Idle money is money being personally robbed from you. You just let it sit in a box for a year? I have physically vibrated every day for a year and made exactly $0. He did nothing and made 9. That math is broken. That math is an insult. I cannot look at the Acorn. The Acorn mocks me.
Baxter vibrated for 60 days and netted 0. Capy vibrated for 0 days and netted 9. Capy has seen this before. Capy is unmoved. The Acorn, meanwhile, is not mocking anyone. The Acorn is busy. Watch. Day 90. The Acorn sprouted, 2 leaves, thin as paper, reaching for the sun. Capy narrated the event to nobody at all, in a hushed voice usually reserved for a photo finish. Somewhere a stopwatch clicked. The green shoot did not hear the applause. It just kept climbing. Ladies and gentlemen, we have growth. In lane 1, the Acorn, no coaching, no leverage, no caffeine, has produced 2 leaves in 90 days. The crowd goes mild. Capy would stand up for this, but the hammock is very comfortable. Gold medal, napping.
Okay. I've been watching this.
And I think there's a deck in here, a 12-slide deck. Leveraging passive assets for stakeholder alignment. We plant an acorn on every desk. We call it Q4 growth culture. I am 3 slides from saving this company. Do you see it? Do you? Every employee gets an acorn. Mandatory hammocks in the break room. We rebrand doing nothing as strategic dormancy. I'll need a task force. I'll need a subcommittee. I'll need someone to schedule a meeting about the meeting. This is big.
Gerald wants 12 slides about sitting still. That is 11 slides too many. The entire strategy is do nothing on purpose for a long time. You cannot subcommittee your way into patience, Gerald. You just have to be as boring as Capy. Nobody is that gifted.
Day 200. There is a second acorn on the seedling. 1 became 2. My debt-to-income model finally has a field for it. Assets, arboreal, quantity, 2. And I am weeping into the form. Do you understand? The box is full. It has never been full.
2 acorns. Ollie filled the box and felt joy. The seedling doubled and felt nothing. That is the difference between us and the acorn. The acorn does not check the balance. The acorn does not have hives. Capy is trying to become the acorn. It's going well.
6 months in, I ran the numbers 7 ways and I cannot beat it. No leverage, no fees, no 3 a.m. margin call from Diego, no hedging the hedge, just a locked box quietly getting fatter while I age 11 years. I hate how much I don't hate it.
This is the turn. Percival ran the numbers 7 times and the numbers said, relax. That is the one instruction Percival cannot follow. Capy did not run any numbers. Capy ran a hammock. The hammock won. This is where a finance channel would gloat. Capy simply reclines. Day 240. 3 acorns now huddled on the branch like a very small, very slow committee. The hammock swayed in the wind it did not ask for. No one refreshed anything. No one panic sold. The seedling simply kept its appointment with time, and time, as always, showed up.
9 months. I haven't found a single thing to cancel because there is nothing to cancel. The money can't be touched. I can't reach it. And slowly, this is embarrassing, I have stopped needing to reach it. I think I am becoming a Buddhist. In accounting.
Nadia put the stamp in the drawer and found peace. A finance channel would call this letting your money work for you. Capy calls it leaving it alone. Same thing, fewer syllables. Nadia is 9 months sober from cancelling free trials. Capy is proud in a very quiet way.
Listen. There's a can't miss play. It's a token. It's a meme token. It's a meme token about a hammock. It's perfect. Break the deposit. Pay the penalty. We double it by Friday. I can feel it. My tail can feel it. Trust the tail.
Capy blinked. That was the entire response. Baxter offered a Friday. Capy already has a next December. Breaking the deposit to chase a hammock coin would be the most Baxter thing ever attempted, and Capy would rather nap through it. The tail was wrong. The tail is always wrong. Day 300. The acorn now has 6. 6 little acorns on 1 thin branch. Capy counted them into the camera the way an announcer reads a medal table. 6 and holding for the home team. Nobody watching. Nobody needed. The oak was not competing. It only looked like winning. And the medal count stands at 6 for a plant that has never once checked its portfolio. Reigning, defending, undisputed champion of doing nothing correctly. Capy would like to thank the hammock, the sun, and the deli app that ruined and then made his entire year.
11 months. I calculated the early withdrawal penalty, and it is catastrophic. And he has never once considered it. Never. He forgot the money existed. Do you know how powerful that is? I check mine every 4 seconds. He forgot his. That's not laziness. That's a Jedi thing.
Percival finally gets it. The strongest move in finance is forgetting you did anything. Capy forgot $11,000 for 11 months, and it grew fat and happy in the dark. You cannot fumble what you do not touch. This is not advice. This is just a nap with a receipt.
Now, this is the lifestyle. But hear me out. Why watch one oak when you could watch a whole orchard? I've got a 9-acre parcel, executive hammock included, artisanal shade, membership acorns. The maintenance fee? That's not a fee, my friend. That's a feature. It's an experience. Picture it. Sunset, hammock, an entire forest working for you. Sure, the down payment is your whole deposit plus the penalty, but you're not spending money. You're purchasing serenity at scale. Everyone here is already relaxed, but are they premium relaxed? I sell the upgrade to calm.
Reggie wants to sell Capy a bigger version of the free thing Capy already has. Capy declined by not blinking. 1 acorn became 11 for $0. The 9-acre orchard costs a penalty and a soul. Capy will keep the hammock he already owns. It came with the yard. Day 364. 11 acorns on the branch, 1 for every $1,000, locked away. Though the oak did not plan the symmetry, nature just kept score by accident. The deposit matures at midnight. The hammock held its breath, which is to say it did nothing, which is to say everything.
Midnight, the term ended, and it came back. 11 grand, plus interest, calm as it left, no drama, no Diego, no margin call. It walked out the door a year ago and strolled back in richer and better rested than I have ever been. I need to lie down.
Every field is filled. Employment status, hammock. Intentions, none. Assets, arboreal, 11. I finally have a complete form, and I don't even want anything from it anymore. He held his money hostage for a year, and the money thanked him. The form is done. I am free.
The term ended. The 11 grand came back with interest, calm as it left. Everyone panicked for a year. The acorn did not. Capy won by doing absolutely nothing, on purpose, from a hammock. That's the whole story. There is no montage. There is no smash subscribe. Do whatever you want. He got his sandwich, Turkey Club, 12 months late, and he tipped in acorns,